MTG, when you return to Washington, they're about to put forward a bill. It's virtually amnesty, immediate work permits, 50,000 new green cards. We now know, we're hearing that's 3 years full funding for the NGOs that exacerbate the border invasion. So you've got an amnesty bill coupled with a full $60 billion plus to Ukraine.
That's my red line. That is my red line. If we have a Republican Speaker of the House that wants to bring a bill to the floor that continues to fund Ukraine and trades out our border policies for amnesty for illegal aliens, and that number is going to add up to 1.8 million a year, that they're just handing over all these rights and the taxpayers have to pay for it, that is absolutely my red line. And I think you'll see a lot of my colleagues join me on that.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here. And on Tuesday, Russia launched an attack of more than 40 ballistic, cruise, anti-aircraft, and guided missiles into Ukraine's two biggest cities. These strikes damaged apartment buildings and killed several people. The missile attack took place after Moscow thumbed its nose at any deal backed by Kyiv and Western allies to end the almost two-year war.
Ukraine's second city, Kharkiv, was also hit by multiple missile strikes, destroying a number of homes. Like Kyiv, Kharkiv has suffered heavy bombardments in recent weeks.
As of the 15th of January, 10,191 civilian deaths from the invasion to December 2023 have been confirmed. These numbers include the lives of innocent children, yet there has been no protest from Republican lawmakers. Morons like Marjorie Taylor Greene have casually overlooked the atrocities that are happening in Ukraine to spread misinformation and fear about Democrats and the border.
We cannot pass this bill, and Speaker Johnson cannot bring that bill to the House floor. It will truly cause massive problems for him. We are sick and tired of being humiliated in Congress. We have a Republican majority. I don't care how slim the majority is. And it's time for Republicans in Congress to act like it. We're sick and tired of carrying around Nancy Pelosi's purse by passing CR after CR. And I have not voted for any of that garbage. And I think it's absolute BS that we continue to have to vote on that. It's time for Republicans to act like we want to be in power, that we know how to be in power. And it's time for whoever the speaker is, whether it was Kevin McCarthy or today it's Mike Johnson or whoever we have to put in there next, it's time for them to act like the Republican speaker and stop carrying water for Joe Biden's presidency.
Marge and other extremist Republicans have essentially tied up some $60 billion of funding meant for Ukraine. The intended money has become tied up in contentious debates over border security and has been used as a bargaining tool for Republicans. And for the very first time since Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin established the international group to support Ukraine, the United States is unable to send the ammunition and missiles that Ukraine needs to defend itself against the Russian invasion.
I want you to think about this. So last week, when Mike Johnson and Republicans and Democrats all held hands together and voted for that CR, do you realize that continued the funding for Joe Biden and Secretary Mayorkas's open border? That continued the funding for the Green New Deal. That continued the funding for DEI and all the woke policies. That continued funding for the Ukraine war. It continued funding for all of the madness and the insanity and the America Last policies that we're all tired of.
This is humanitarian crisis in the making that Republicans are responsible for, yet they ignore the facts. If House Republicans wanted to solve border problems, they would have voted for President Biden's border funding bill. Instead, they have done nothing but obstruct every attempt to provide resources for the very things that they are blaming on the Biden administration. While Ukraine waits to see what Congress will do, House Republicans are holding America hostage over border demands. GOP extremists want to bring back hardline Trump-era border policy. The truth is that House Republicans are gambling with the lives of Ukrainian citizens while fighting for inhumane treatment of people seeking asylum. Marge needs to be reminded of these hypocritical stances every time she tries to claim that she is a pro-life Christian. She is the polar opposite of human decency. The reason that she runs to Steve Bannon's war room all the time is because no one else wants her. Marge can threaten Mike Johnson all day long, but it won't change anything. Marge is just a pathetic troll that doesn't deserve to be in a position of authority. Steve Bannon is a mouthpiece for Donald Trump, who stole from the Build the Wall Fund. Both of these morons are a danger to democracy, and that is an absolute fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.